Welcome, Japan.
Welcome to another edition of Why Come Japan. I'm your host, Mr. Radrey, where I introduce creatives inside or outside of Japan. And today I take you all the way to, can I reveal your location?
Yeah, you can.
I think you've said it's,
I reveal my location.
all right, Brighton, England, the home of Pewdiepie.
Oh, don't mention him now. He's in.
Yeah, I know he's in deep shit right now.
He's in deep shit. It's not his fault. I feel really bad for him. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, for some context, there was a mass shooting in New Zealand, and he said something to PewDiePie before he. Yeah, true story. So yeah.
Yeah, that is not fun.
Not a fun situation. What a horrible note to start on, but. Anyway, I should introduce my guest. This is Stephanie. We've been friends for ages, and you've been in
years.
You've been on YouTube how long?
Too long.
Too long?
It's more than a decade.
More than a decade. You wait a minute. What's your history behind it? You started. Okay, well, first let me ask you this: why are you Caffinejedi? You said something about like. You wanted to be a Jedi, or it was something about Star Wars, but we've never had a conversation about Star Wars.
No one has, and I very seldom make any videos about it. Okay, so like
I need to know this thing.
The whole reason is that I had like I guess one of my ex-boyfriends, not even boyfriend at the time, he was a friend in high school at the time. He was like, we were emailing each other, and I had a really like this was like back when we were friends. Anyway, I had a boyfriend at the time, and my boyfriend at the time was like super crazy jealous. I guess he should have been, because I did end up dating the second guy eventually. So this second guy, because my boyfriend at the time kept like breaking into my emails back when that was easier. You know, people would just like, yeah, I'm just gonna take your password and check. He made Caffinejedi because I was constantly drinking a Red Bull. I was addicted to Red Bull forever, so that was caffeine. And he spelled caffeine wrong. And Jedi, because I was really into Star Wars at the time. At the time, I was really into Star Wars. Now, not so much.
Oh, what happened? You just decided you're not in.
Like, oh yeah, it's because of Last Jedi, right? No, it's just because I became an adult, and I just got, not that I still don't enjoy Star Wars, I just have so much other things on my mind that I just can't be bothered. You know, when you're 14, you have a lot more free time. Yeah.
Okay, so basically your boyfriend at the time hacked into your computer and stole your secret identity and gave you a name.
Yeah. Well, no, a different guy gave me this name so that I could email without my boyfriend always looking into my stuff.
So now you're stuck with it.
Yeah, so now I'm stuck with it because it's been like, I don't know. I got it when I was like 16, and it's just
been that long? God damn it.
Well, I kept it, and then, if you Google Caffinejedi, the fudged up thing is that I used it. I use it in other websites like that I'm not particularly proud of, like some type of a shroom growing website, because I used to grow shrooms, in all my wisdom of a 20-year-old. I was like growing magic mushrooms. So you can see my question on like shroomery.org. How to, I was like, so how do you get this to this? Yeah, I'm asking basically how to grow magic mushrooms. Like, and I'm sure I posted some pictures too, like, oh yeah, look what I've grown.
Wow. Okay. Wait. This was in Florida? Because you're originally you're Floridian, right?
I'm a Miami girl, which I think Miami really shouldn't count as Florida. It's like not like the rest of Florida.
Okay.
I mean, it does have its own little quirks to it, I suppose. There's a really famous video of people of parents getting into a fight at the Chuck E. Cheese. Like, have you ever seen this viral video of these people who?
Yeah, I have seen that viral video.
Chuck E. Cheese is down the street from my mom's house. I know that Chuck E. Cheese, so that's what Miami is like. There's a Facebook group called like I think only in Dade County or only in Miami-Dade, and I always tell people this, and no one believes me. Luckily, this Facebook group exists. So I used to always tell people, have you ever seen people stuck in traffic get out of their cars and get into a fight, like a physical fist fight on the street? no one else has done this, but I'm like, no, that is Miami. Miami people do that. And sure enough, finally, there's at least a couple videos of people posting these. Now there's video evidence of it. So I'm like, I knew it. I told people this kept happening. No one believed me.
Shadow from the chat is asking me, tell her I don't like sand.
Okay.
Do you get that reference? It's a reference.
Is it? Yeah,
it's a Star Wars reference.
Wars. Yeah, it's a Star Wars reference.
Do you know which movie it's from?
Well, of course. And is he coming back? I wonder. Is that like they say that they're gonna bring back like the ghost of Anakin in the next one? So I'm like, are they bringing that fucker back? Like Hayden Christensen, poor guy, he hasn't done anything in his career since. Like
yeah, no, he really.
I mean, he probably could use the check. Like, all right.
That movie ruined his career. I mean, the only other movie I've seen him in was like some indie film called Shattered Glass. Yeah, that's it.
I saw Shattered Glass.
Was that good?
It's like about. It's based on a true story about like a writer, a newspaper writer, journalist. I guess he was making up all his stories, which like nowadays, like who cares really? Like they all do. So.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess writers who make up stories. That's kind of like, what's that guy's name? Shit, what's that guy's name? I can't remember, but there was a guy who sold his book like 1 million little pieces or something, and he sold it as a memoir, but he made up like 90% of it. They said, no, sell it as a memoir, it'll sell better. And then everybody found out that it was fake. Anyway.
There's a few of those. There's that other one, like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which is like,
okay.
I think that's the one where it was about like, the Holocaust survivors who found each other like years later. And the screwed up thing was like, so they kind of like fabricated it, though the two people the guy who wrote it really was a Holocaust survivor. So you really can't give him too much grief about it. Like, come on, you can't make a Holocaust survivor feel bad that he kind of made up a little bit of a story about, the girl he met who he fell in love with. Just let him be. Let him have his story. Cope how you need to cope.
Okay, so I guess for the sake of the show, it's always good to talk about timelines. All right, so you got your name from that, and then wait, I think we've had this conversation, but I have no memory of it whatsoever.
I'm sure we were drunk at the time. That's probably why. Like there was a lot of alcohol. Younger me, like a decade ago when I lived in Japan, would take down drinks like no problem. Now,
really?
Oh yeah, not now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
now
you're
old and motherly.
How's it feel to be by the way, congratulations on becoming a mother.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
It's fine. It's good. Like it's full of motherly goodness. Kind of makes you a little crazy, and like you always think you're crazy, but then you have a kid, and then you really are. Like there's something like that definitely switches in your brain that you can't control anymore. Like I've said this before, but the one thing you don't expect is to become so like full of bloodlust and murderous. Like, you think to yourself, could you ever kill someone in self-defense? I'll explain it. Yeah, I'll explain it. So like, could you kill someone in self-defense? Yeah, everybody says yes, and you always think you can. But now that you have a kid, you can kill someone. You're like, oh yeah, if anyone ever did anything to this child, I could murder them. I would even enjoy dancing in their blood. That's what I mean. That's the thing that happens.
All right. Okay. Good to know, I guess. Okay. So
that's the most unexpected thing about being a mom. But I'm happy to be a mother. My baby right now is with her father in the room next door. All good.
Your kid's name is Blake, right?
Yeah, her name is Blake.
Her name, okay.
People get her confused for a boy all the time because her name is Blake.
Well, it's a unisex name, Blake, right?
Yeah, I mean Blake Lively is an actress.
Okay. Well, how did you decide on the name Blake?
I wanted a unisex name, and like I made a list. I went through like those baby websites that have lists of names and stuff. So I made a list of like 5 boys' names, 5 girls' names that I like, and then I showed them to Basti, and Basti said, I like this one, and it was Blake. And I was like, okay, well, that's the one.
And you like that one because, well, wait a minute.
I made a list out of 10 acceptable names, and that was Basi's favorite.
10 acceptable. What were the other acceptable names?
They were like
Kelly.
a girl and a boy's names. Oh no, I think I can't remember what one was. I think Ezra
Alex.
was one.
But Alex?
No, I would never
No.
like. They were all quite less than common names. I remember thinking not too uncommon. Like not
Taylor.
that they get weak. Nah, my brother's name is Tyler, so we're not gonna do Taylor. So I can't even remember them. Like,
so wait. Why a unisex name?
One? Huh?
Atticus?
Yeah, but that wasn't unisex. But yes, that was one.
So why a unisex name?
Because I'm ahead of the game. I have enough friends who became transgender, and then they changed their names. But I will not have my child be changing their name and using that as an excuse.
Wait. If you don't want them becoming transgender, then why are you giving them a unisex name?
I have no problem with them being transgender. I just don't want them to change their name.
Oh, I see. I get you. Okay.
All right. I was like, no, just in case.
Ahead of the curve, I see.
Yeah, exactly. I got to be ahead of this.
Got it. All right, so going back to that timeline, so you had that weird name change. What was your first YouTube video where you sat down and you actually talked to the camera? Oh my
God. I could tell you. One, I think I did a video reaction to some guy talking about black music. I think I defended it like I was defending hip hop because I said they weren't the only ones doing things that were I guess sexual or even a little bit violent at the time. That must have been 2006. I don't know. When did YouTube come out? About that time?
2006, I think.
Back when there were video responses. So I did that. Then I did a video where I complained about the parking situation at my school at FIU, which I got hated on forever by a bunch of people who were like, well, if you don't like it, then leave. Everybody, the parking situation at my old university is still horrible because my brother and sister go there. All right.
Okay.
Screw it. I'll make that video again. I don't understand. So that's what I did. And then I did a couple things with the cats. It was really ridiculous.
Wait. You don't really make videos like this anymore, do you?
I don't make that many videos at all anymore, to be honest.
Because you're busy with being a mom and
I'm busy with
running an Airbnb.
Yeah, I actually was going to make my channel just about the Airbnb because that by far has the most crazy stories and the most crazy crap happens all the time.
I'm sure. Well, it's I don't know. You hear all the stuff, probably crap people put in hotel rooms. Can't imagine when they put Airbnbs.
A lot of heroin needles. That's what I'll tell you. I find a lot of heroin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you no longer do you had a mini series. You had a web series you were doing for a while as well.
Oh, I did that web series. I shot a full-on mini series. I keep needing to release it, but the thing is, me and the co-producer keep playing hacky sack with it. It's done, and it's been done for years, and we're oh, let's just stick it on Amazon Prime. So we keep saying it's gonna go on Amazon Prime, but
what's it about again?
I don't even want to get into it. Let me
all right, okay, yeah, it's probably true. You're probably tired of filling out all these things. What's it about? How long is it? Who's in it?
Oh yeah,
I know the feeling.
Film, what are the film festival crap?
Yeah.
Film festivals are the biggest scam on the planet. Let me just say, they are a scam.
Why do you say this?
Because one, it's been proven time and time again, that a lot of the times they don't watch it. I know they say they do, but bullshit. Okay. Another thing is that a lot of film festivals for the larger ones like Toronto, Cannes, South by Southwest. I mean, South by Southwest, they'll be a little more lenient about it than other ones. But it's kind of a known unknown thing that all their slots are kind of already taken before you ever apply.
Right.
They might have they make a big thing about we're gonna screen 100 short films and 50 features, but in reality 90 of the films have already been pre-chosen. They've been pre-selected through a whole huge training process that studios have been doing for a long time behind the scenes. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them do, and then they don't really open as many doors as you think they will. It's just to add crap to your box or your poster. That's all they're for. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, I won't say that I haven't met some good people at film festivals that have helped me a lot. That's what it is. But you know, you have to really know how to game the system a bit.
Oh, so it's a
So
game, just like life. Okay.
just like life. So I'll say that much. I mean, my miniseries, yeah, Drowning in Sunshine. The thing that delayed it the most was I had a really horrible time with. There's 2D animation integrated into it, and I don't know if anyone knows how animation takes forever. So
Right.
that was
Right.
what killed us. We had a 2D animator who completely let us down, took a lot of our money, didn't give us what was at all what was appropriate for the project. So that like delayed us by like 2.5 years.
So
And
wait,
yeah, that's about it.
are you a thespian?
Am I a thespian? Like, do I act?
Yeah.
Uh, like I will act, and I have acted before, but I don't consider myself like an actor as like a profession. But I mean, in my town, there's always a point in time where like I know enough people who work in film that they'll need somebody. Especially because I live in England and people need like a legit American accent sometimes. Not like they think they could do one, but they're really fucking wrong. So I sometimes get like jobs doing that. Uh Actual
Oh.
work. I think I've been in a couple commercials.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
What kind of commercials?
One for a video game, one for an Icelandic air ad.
Like you just doing random shit or something?
Yeah, I had to play the video game and then give my reaction. And then another
Oh.
one I had to pretend to have been to Iceland. And
Oh.
and how great it was. I was describing Japan, honestly. They
Oh.
told me like describe a place similar to Iceland, and I was like, what's similar about the hot springs? All right, let me describe the hot springs. So I did that.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a question in the chat. Zar Salas asks, is there one thing in Japan that you couldn't live without
Oh man,
that you
well it's
don't have back home?
yeah, I mean, when I went to Japan a couple years ago, like I went back, I
Right. I
like
remember you came and visited me.
I
Thank
had
you.
breakfast with you because
I
like that's
know.
how little time we had. We're like, are you available? This, or like, and then we had to settle on breakfast, which was good. I
Yeah.
remember liking that place actually. Okay, I will say Japan's customer service is very missed. Also, the
Japan.
trains being on time. I miss that.
Oh.
I miss the general cleanliness, people not being disgusting, people who just, ugh, like throw their trash everywhere. That's like, it's not as trash heaped as here sometimes. Um, I miss the hot springs. I still never got a tattoo because I want to eventually go back to a hot spring. And that's my reason for never getting one.
Oh. Well, if you ever did get a tattoo, what would it say? Or what would it be?
Oh, I never found anything I like enough. That's the other thing too. I was like, I get over things quickly. Like Caffinejedi. Do I even talk about Star Wars anymore? No.
I don't know. Last Jedi's still pretty popular. You could dunk on it a little bit.
I have a video rant that I'm gonna put. Like I wrote it and I never shot it, and it was about what women really want from Star Wars.
Oh, wait,
'Cause
wait. You actually write your videos? I thought you just free
some
ball
of
it or whatever.
them, most of them I do free ball, but like
Okay.
for this one I had like not a script, but enough notes that I needed to like get out of my head because I wrote down all my issues with The Last Jedi, which I actually don't hate. A lot of people hate this movie. I actually liked half of it and hate the other half. There's like one of those situations.
I see.
So I talked to a lot of other female fans of Star Wars, and they just get us always wrong. They're like, "Yeah, we'll just put this strong female character," and what they give us is like an asshole boss. I'm like, "No, dude, just because she has purple hair, don't mean that I like her. She's a bad boss." And I've had many bitchy women bosses, so a lot of girls have, a lot of women have. We don't like her because she's an asshole boss. All right, that's what I see there. And I could go on forever. Don't get me
You
started.
don't have a favorite Star Wars character when you look
do
up
I have?
to? Don't say
Yeah,
Leia. Was it
no,
Leia?
it was Luke, but
Okay.
I'm a little bit upset with him in The Last Jedi. It was Luke. Luke was my favorite.
I didn't hate The Last Jedi. I mean, a lot of people
I didn't hate
hated
it
it.
either. I didn't hate it either. But I did have like a problem with what they did with Luke. I was like, what the like is no one going to talk about the fact that Luke was seduced by the dark side? Because that's really what happened. He had fear and tried to kill his nephew. That's like a thing about it. Did no one? Why does no one acknowledge this?
I don't know. Because money. I don't know.
Because
I
Disney
don't
said
know the answer to
no.
this question.
It feels
All
it
right.
definitely feels a little more disingenuous since the Almighty Mouse bought it. It definitely is like got a taste that's a little strange now. That
I see.
aspartame taste. It tastes like fake sugar.
Okay, so you made all these videos about, you hating on the Florida, some college in Florida. What was it again? Can't even
FIU. Fuck that
FYU.
place.
Thank you.
I still hate it. And they once called me for money and I like gave them an earful. I was like really mad. Like, how dare you ask for donations?
Okay. All right. So you made those videos, and then wait a minute. What made you make the jump to go to Japan? That seems really random.
Oh, the same reason we all did back in the day.
It's
I
like you really
watched
like.
way too much anime. Like when
What,
you're
what was your go-to anime?
my anime back in the
Yeah.
day. Oh, okay.
Yeah, with
Oh,
anime.
Inuyasha. It was Inuyasha.
Inuyasha. Okay.
Yeah. That was my favorite.
So wait,
I used
really,
to
wait. In all seriousness, this really was anime? You really wanted to know more about anime?
Okay, I'll tell you, not exactly. I really got into Japan because of anime. Then I
Okay.
decided I wanted to, I did a bit of research first about moving to Japan. And to be honest, the more I researched, I didn't think I was going to like it. I was like, I don't know about this. There's a couple things here that I'm not really into. Um, but I went anyways because, I was 22 and really bored and I had to do something with my life. And the economy was in the shitter because it was 2008. So I was like, I got to get the fudge out of here because I have no job prospects and I don't want to work retail. Ooh, I got a job in
Oh,
Japan.
you mean like
Take it.
the Lehman shock back then, or that's what they call it in Japan, the Lehman shock. What do they call that in the U.S.? I don't even
The
remember.
recession? The Great Recession?
The Great Recession. Okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
So
think it was
that's what
that
it was.
great.
Well, in 2008, that's when it happened. So in
Uh,
2008, Great Recession happened. So I decided to take a year abroad and 1 year became 3. And I almost stayed in Japan, but life took me elsewhere.
huh. All right. So another question from the chat: have you ever done Star Wars cosplay? From Zara Salas asks again.
Have I ever done? Good question.
Have you
Yes.
ever done cosplay?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I haven't done it in a while, like a really long while. I don't think you're gonna find many pictures of me. That's how long it's been. It's been back in the days before I did Bulma from Dragon Ball Z. And my like high school boyfriend, he was like Vegeta. We did
Okay.
that. Uh, who else did I do? I'm sure I did Melfina from Outlaw Star.
Uh huh.
I did. And these were like I said, back before a digital camera was handy. So it's been a while. I can't remember who else I've done, but it's been years since I've done. Oh, I guess technically I cosplayed as Moana. That's not like an anime character, but the last time I think I went 2 years ago to London Film and Comic Con, and I did Moana. I did Lana Kane from Archer, and I did
Oh.
Mabel from Gravity Falls. So
Wow. So you're quite the cosplayer then, I'd say.
no,
Well, not
it
that
was
much.
specifically for the convention. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it for this convention because it'll be fun. But
You ever do Halloween?
yeah, on Halloween I might do it, but I can't remember which ones I've done in a long time. So it's been a while. I can't. I wouldn't say that I can't even remember if I've cosplayed as a Star Wars character. Uh, maybe, maybe, and I can't remember.
I've never cosplayed before, but yeah.
I mean, I think it's fun. It's fun if you can get it right. Sometimes they're disasters, and you're like, "This is not coming together as I thought it would." Like this, it don't look right. And the thing about specifically like anime characters is like their proportions are just like ridiculous. So you never quite look like that character unless you've had like some major plastic surgery or are Russian. For
No.
some reason, Russian women tend to get it right because like I don't know, they just have like the right figure. Like little Hispanics like me with our big asses and big titties, like we just don't have the but we're short, so we don't quite get the proportions of
Oh.
cosplay right cosplay right.
Well,
That's why I like mom.
wait. Isn't that what they have? Like it's all like Japan has all those buxom girls and everything.
Yeah, but like they're also like always like with like waists that you could
Oh, I
freaking
see. That are like the
put a
size of a
coin the size
yeah.
of a quarter. So,
Right.
that's just not realistic here. And, big titties usually means you also get like some tummy with it. And, that's a no-go in like Japanese anime. Anime
Oh.
characters are like, they're
That
size
seems like
double
that's
D.
that seems
So
like
like,
that's changing now, but I don't know. I mean, after my time being in Japan from circa 2009 to today, I can tell you that Japanese people seem to be getting a lot more flab or more interest in flab, quote unquote.
oh, well, I heard that there was a thing, like a word now that didn't exist when I was
Like
there, which is like,
marshmallow. Like I often see marshmallow thrown around a lot.
where there's like a word where it's like you're a little chubby, but you're still like acceptably
Like
pretty.
I
When
guess
when I
I
was
guess
living
it's
there, I got called like chubby all the frippin' time, and I was like a
like
size
pochati,
4.
pochati, right?
Yeah, pachati, but like that word didn't exist in 2009.
It didn't.
I don't think it did.
All right, I'll take your word for it. All right. Okay, so it's just something you happen to stumble upon. It's like you saw when you became an English teacher here in Japan, you found an advertisement or like what was the opening?
For
Or
what?
what did how did like you make that, connection? Like I'm going to go to Japan become an English teacher.
Oh, they advertised the JET program in my
Oh, so
university. So I
you were
applied.
a jet at first.
No, I wasn't. I didn't get
No?
in. I was made an alternate. So I
Oh.
just decided to just apply directly to like a school, and they sponsored my visa, and I went.
Oh, okay. Wait, wait, wait.
Good old-
Wait, say that again? You said who sponsored your visa?
Oh, my old school that I used to work at. What was it called? Unitas? Yeah, they suck. Fuck them.
Okay.
I wonder if it still exists. If they do, fuck them.
And they have okay. Wait. So the school offered this English program that you were with.
No, my university first like introduced us to like the JET program, and
Right.
so I got the idea. I was like, oh, go teach in Japan. That sounds fun. So I tried to go through the whole process of the JET program. I went all the way, like I said, I got all the way till I was made an alternate, and then I was like, I'm an alternate. Great, I didn't really want to do the whole process to just be considered a maybe. They don't ever tell you where you are on the list of alternates too. So like, who knows what the chances were of waiting it out. So long story short, I just decided I was going to look for a job myself. So I Googled, it was Gaijin pot. Remember Gaijin
Oh,
pot?
okay. You were smoking the gaijin pot. That's how you got it.
I was
Okay.
smoking the Gaijin pot. Do you remember Gaijin pot? Do they still exist?
They're still around, gaijin pot. Yep.
All
Now
right. So
there's
I went on
jobs in
Gaijin pot.
Japan.
Yeah, and jobs in Japan. And I just started looking at stuff there. And I applied for a couple of places, and just what's it called a Kiowa picked me up,
Okay.
and they did the first job, and then I had 3 different jobs while I was living out there. I moved the second one. The second year I was really happy. I was in Tokyo. I had a really nice job, but that school went under. See, that's another thing they don't tell you about is how quickly a lot of these schools go under in Japan. I remember
How many schools were you at that all went under? Just that one?
uh, that one. Well, 1 out of 3 is pretty bad.
1 out of 3. Okay, you've been to 3. I see. Okay. I remember, I can't remember. I think you showed me your resume one time. You worked at a school called Joy to the World or
Oh
something.
my god! Yeah, that was the second one. Joy to the World. That's the one that went under.
That's the one that went under. It's like, what the hell name is that? It's like you said
Joy to the World.
had like a Christian background or something.
No, that was the third one. That was what was the name of that one?
You don't
So
even
that one.
remember.
Oh, it's been years. Exactly. I don't even
Wait,
remember.
how long were you in Japan for? 4 years?
3 years. I
3 years?
did 3 years.
Feels longer than that.
It was
Huh.
3. It was a memorable 3. I did a
Man,
lot
I
of
was that
stuff.
fucking active on YouTube back then? My
Yes,
God.
you were back in the day. You were also in some like who used to do a web series? Like what was his name?
Leo
That he was like
Bang,
a
former guest of the
secret
show.
agent. He was like a
Leo
was that what
Bang,
it was? Yeah, like there was some funny ones.
System Jap.
Back when people used to do like fun shit on YouTube. I find YouTube to be less fun than ever. I think that's why I don't do that many
Wait.
videos.
Why do you say that?
Because it's very much just like either tutorials. I like the history videos, so there's a lot of tutorials, history videos, and vlogs. Like the whole like little fun web series and skits are like not so much there anymore, I find.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like the whole amateur angle, it's like that's kind of a major turnoff nowadays. But
Yeah, now they
nobody gave a shit back then. Now it's all about like you have your brand and you gotta make vlogs, you gotta make product. You gotta be fucking
buy
full
some
on.
merch. Buy
Yeah.
some merch. Become one of my Patreons and buy some merch.
There you go. You got it down pat.
Well, exactly. So that's why, and they expect you to do the same thing. The problem with my channel has always been that it kept changing. I kept doing different things on it, and YouTube's algorithm really likes you to do the same thing again and again and again. Like pick some one thing to talk about. You want to be a political channel, just talk about politics. You want to be an entertainment channel, just talk about entertainment. You want to do video games, just do video games. But don't do all three. Don't do all four. Don't do all five. So like right now I'm like vlogging about being a mom sometimes, but then I occasionally like get asked like questions about movies and I want to talk about a movie, but then I also want to talk about my Airbnbs. And so, it's a bit of a problem.
Fuck it. Just do it, man. I mean,
yeah, but then like YouTube really screws with the problem is that your viewers won't see it. Like the way the algorithm works is like they don't even show like my subscribers don't get most of my videos.
Well, I don't know. You like the numbers that much? I mean, just who cares?
I mean, if I'm going to put any actual effort into my video, then yes, I would like the numbers. If I'm just going to sit there on my phone and stare at it and then, just talk off, whatever I think, then it's not a problem.
Well, it's like, I don't know. There was, what's his name? Eric Surf 6. You know Eric Surf 6, right?
I know Eric, yeah.
He just makes these videos where it's like, he just goes to play. It's called his Eric Mealtime videos. He just goes and eats shit, right?
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Shit, but I mean, like, he just eats food and people love it. And it's like hours upon hours long of this crap, And I'm not sure if like I'm contributing to this too, because it's just me talking to my friends on this show.
Well, it's but he's good because he's done the same exact type of videos for years. So like there you go.
He also does challenges and vlogs and other things, but I mean, yeah, they don't make as many views as the food videos.
Because you can't get outside the box. They want you to be in the box.
Okay.
That's my feeling. That's my honest feeling on YouTube. I mean, like I said, I'll do YouTube for fun. I won't do it beyond that. Only when I feel like it.
Okay.
And it's just been really hard lately. But I when I move to Los Angeles, hopefully once I get things settled up, I'll
wait. You're moving to Los Angeles? Los Angeles?
Oh yeah. I am.
Yeah?
Yep.
When's that gonna happen?
Next month at some point.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah. We've been planning for like a year.
Why can't speak. Why Los Angeles?
Because of potential job things. I have to go.
Potential job things you can't discuss.
I can't reveal yet.
Okay.
Because you don't want to say too much. You don't know what's going to come to fruition or not. But either way,
that's the video you could have done. You could have done like gender reveal videos. That's a really big right now.
Oh, here's the screwed up thing though. I made one. And
you did? God damn it! How am I not seeing this?
No, because I never uploaded it.
Oh, okay, that's why.
And I never edited it. I sent my mom on a scavenger hunt. It was really funny. Like I knew that I didn't do the gender reveal to like my audience, but I sent my mom off, and my brothers taped it, right? Like who uses fucking tape anymore? He videoed it. My brother videoed it, and it was just showing my mom on a scavenger hunt through different places in the city, where she would have to get questions and answer them from different friends of mine in order to find out, at the end she ended up at a bakery and had to like bite into like a pastry to find out what the gender was.
Oh, that's quite the complicated, that's not like any gender video I've ever seen, but I don't know. Then again, I don't go to YouTube and type in gender videos. I mean, the most I watch nowadays I find entertaining is like reaction stuff. I mean, mostly from what's his name, Ethan from H3H3. That's all I really watch.
I really like him. Yeah, I watched that one. The one I think this is the biggest cheating the system ever. I'm so close to doing it because it's like it brings in tons of views and everybody does it. They read Reddit, just r/.
Oh yeah.
Parents r/ what was it? What's the one? Nice guys r/ nice girls. I love
them reacting to to Reddit.
It's just them reading the Reddit posts. They're not even like, I'm like, that's like a hater thing to do. You're going on Reddit and reading on your YouTube videos, but they bring in crazy amount of views.
Oh.
God damn.
Well, they must be very good reactors. They must have funny commentary to say because
No, they don't. I
they
swear.
don't.
Have you
God damn
listened?
it! Well, what makes
They
them?
don't.
What's
It's
the
like
appeal?
I don't get it. I mean, I like it. The thing is, I listen to them because I like the stories, and it's convenient to have someone tell me what's on Reddit. While I'm washing the dishes. Like,
Oh, maybe that's it.
it's funny.
Like, well, I like that
But
little channel show. It's called Reddit. But I don't want to read it because I got bad eyes. That sort of thing. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah,
They
basically,
probably
that's
don't
what's
sound
going on.
like old Jewish grandmothers, but
No, there's a girl, there's an Australian, and there's another like an American, or like those are the ones I remember. I'm like girl, Australian, American guy.
okay. Because I started listening to this podcast the other day, and one of my friends' recommendation called "Time Suck" the other day, right? And like it was all about all this history and everything, and he seems like a guy who like you goes like it's kind of like this show where he goes on these tangents or he gets sidetracked all the time, and it was a little weird because he was talking about like the Nanking massacre, right? And
That is a little
yeah,
weird.
no, and like he'd always go off in these tangents and like he'd make like these funny aside comments. So I'm like, this is bad taste, man. you know?
I do enjoy that about YouTube has good history channels. Like there's a couple like since History Channel doesn't make history stuff anymore, YouTube has taken up the mantle, and there's quite a good number of channels that talk about history and like a lot in really great depth. I think there's like one's called Knowing Better or something like that. I think is what it's called. Or yeah, I think it's called Knowing Better. And he does some like really, really good ones. And he did a really good one about Japan and how Japan like reworked themselves from being the villain of World War II to like not the hero, but the victim. And I was like, and his analysis of it was really good. I was like, wow, yeah, it's real deep shit there.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Yeah, so shit, how did we get on this topic? I don't even remember. All right. Well, okay, so you basically let's backtrack a bit here. You came to Japan, you stayed there for 4 years, you were three different
Years.
schools.
Yeah.
What? 4?
3
3?
years.
3.
3.
And you left around the 2011 earthquakes cuz everybody was
Yeah.
freaking out.
I didn't leave because of that. I was planning on leaving anyway.
Oh, really? Well, that was like
Yeah,
that was the kicker though, right? Or no?
it was. I left a couple weeks early because of it, and because that was just everybody was freaking out. I don't know if
Yeah,
do you
it's like-
remember how crazy?
Yeah, of
crap
course I
went?
fucking remember that. Yes.
It's like the rolling blackouts, and everybody's like, "Is there
Yeah.
like radiation in the air? Does anyone
Yeah.
know? Are we supposed to be here? Is like what's going on?"
It's like, Radley, are you okay? Are you dying? You need some help? You need some water? You need some money? You need some, you need something? You need food? That's basically like.
I got that too. Like, what are you doing there? You're gonna die. Like my mom called me crying.
I had a dream about Japan last night, and that everybody was dying, and that you died, especially you. Like you're the one on top, like all fire, and the whole country going down in flames, and you're on top, and your face was up there. And no, that part was made up. But I'm just saying, like they kind of pretty much said that they're saying that I had a dream that Japan was doing really bad, and you need to leave. And I'm like, okay.
Oh man, my family freaked out. I was called like every minute. Like I remember like literally every 10 minutes my mom would call me like, "Why aren't you at the airport yet? Why don't you leave? How could you don't you want to have children?" Like she used that one on me. Like, "Don't you want to have kids? You're getting like as if like the radiation was cooking my ovaries as we speak." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm leaving. All right."
I see. Then you went back to Florida, and then you tried to become a lawyer, and you took the LSAT exam.
Oh, I did.
And you decided that was too intense.
No,
right?
I did. I got a law degree in England. I did a graduate diploma
really?
in law here. Yep.
So you're a lawyer now?
No, I never freaking went through the rest of the qualifications because I hated it.
You're not lady law.
No, but my best friend is. See, my best friend's a lawyer. She was in the same class as me, and she went all the way to like the top, basically, you can go. She's done really well.
Nice. Okay.
So at least I have a BF who's a lawyer, so there you go.
Okay, so then I mean you pretty much put your entire life on YouTube, so I can pretty much talk about most shit, right?
Yeah, there's everything. I have no major secrets.
So you had
the thing about YouTube.
Okay, all right. Well, because it just seems like everybody. I mean, I was talking about this yesterday on Twitter. It's like everybody's so freaking standoffish these days. and it's like, no, I can't put that on the internet. Take that down. Like I can't.
Well,
tell
I
you.
think the problem is now, and I'll tell you that this is my honest feelings on it, because there are
All
things
right,
now.
let me hear
Now
it.
I'm definitely more standoffish than I used to be, which is like things come to bite you in the ass that you said years ago. For example, if you go on my old YouTube channel, on my old YouTube videos, you will find me saying gay in a derogatory way. You'll find me using the word fag here, there, and everywhere, because back then it was like retarded was like, well, I think I probably still use the word retarded more than I should.
I think that one's okay.
I was much more loose with racial slurs. Not that I considered myself any more racist or not. It was just like
Wait,
just
you
much
said
more.
the N-word?
I've only said the N-word, I think, in one video where I was describing a situation with the N-word. So
okay, well, I think that's fine as long as you're not like the Pewdiepie. Going back to Pewdiepie, where you say the N-word when you're
waiting for his
playing
video
video
to come
games.
out. He's gonna make a new video, and I'm wondering what he's gonna say.
Yeah,
I have an inkling he's gonna say he's gonna leave for a while. Like that's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's just I don't know. I don't know really what to think about the situation.
I think he gets such a bad rap for the crap he does. Like honestly, like for that, like I had very similar. I wouldn't say I used the N-word, but I would say I'd have similar humor to that in like my old videos, and so I'm sure that that's why people probably are more standoffish nowadays to talk about stuff, because I never have taken down any of those videos because I thought to myself, I'm not going to hide those things because it was a point in my life. And guess what? That was 10 years ago, where that was the way we spoke. That was just how life was. It was, funny. You'd call your friends like, hey, you're a funny fag. You laugh about it. But now we know it's like, no, that's a hurtful word. And I don't say it now, like in terms of, because not just because it's not acceptable, because I understand that, it's not a very nice thing to say. But I think that's why people are more standoffish now, because anything you say can get you in so much trouble. Look at Liam Neeson.
Oh, yeah.
Story. I was like, when I heard him, I heard the interview, and I was like, oh God, you really needed this to be worded better, man. There's a right way to say this story, and you didn't say it right. You need a script.
Well, it seems like today, or it's just like somebody hears like 5 seconds worth of information. It's like he goes, Marie Kondo's the new Momo challenge. Like they're telling me to throw away my stuff. There's a woman who stares at me in the bathroom, tells me to throw away my things. I can only have 30 books. What? You know what I'm saying? You know about this, right?
Yeah, I watched shit out of that show too. I watched it all on Netflix. What? There's a challenge to it?
No, you don't know the Momo challenge? You haven't heard about this shit?
Oh yeah, that suicide crap, like that hurt yourself stuff. Yeah. I definitely the Momo challenge.
Plot twist.
I remember back in things have gotten so different in like a matter of like 3 or 4 or 5 years, because I remember the ice bucket challenge and how cute that was.
I remember that.
We're donating to charity, yay! And now it's like fucking Tide Pod challenge. I'm like, what the hell's gone wrong? Set yourself on fire challenge.
Wait, is that a real challenge? Set yourself on fire?
Yeah, that was one.
Really? Huh.
Oh yes, you can Google it if you dare.
Okay. All right. Huh.
So, no.
All right. Okay. So yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess everybody kind of scours your entire. You have to be very careful what you say on the internet. So that's probably why people are more standoffish. No, what I was going to say is that the your better half, you met him through. Wait, how did you meet him again?
I met him in a Las Vegas nightclub.
Okay, yeah, I remember it was something like kind of not sketchy, but it was a little
sketchy. It's a nightclub. Jesus Christ, Tinder sketchy.
Okay, I was trying. That's a lack of a better word. I'm not trying to say sketchy. I'm trying to say like, I don't know, dangerous. I don't know if that's the right word.
Well,
like if you meet somebody off of a like Tinder or something, or
I think Tinder's more dangerous than meeting someone in a nightclub. At least in the nightclub, like what's happening.
Wait. So give me the background on this. You met your better half at a night.
I was on vacation with my family after I did the LSAT. We all went to Las Vegas together, and we were staying in the Luxor, which is like the pyramid.
Oh, right, right,
And
right, right, right. Yeah.
yeah, so like they have a nightclub there. So I decided, well, my mom and stuff was going to sleep early, and my stepdad was out playing blackjack. So I was like, you know what? I haven't gone to a nightclub in forever because the funny thing about living in Japan is you actually usually don't go to nightclubs because there's like that's a sketchy thing because it's like semi illegal to go to dance, but no one quite knows why, or at least it used to be. Um. Anyway, don't follow the Nigerians. Remember, kids,
Right.
don't follow the Nigerians. That's some Tokyo advice.
All right.
So when I decided to go into the nightclub that was in the Luxor, thinking, all right, I'll just go and see what the hell's going on. I have nothing else better to do with my time right now. And I got hit on by a man who was like much older than me, and it was really shitty, this nightclub. And I thought to myself, I'm like, this is why nightclubs suck. And then my husband came and my soon to be husband, I guess, in the future. He came, he cut off this old guy, asked me if I wanted a drink, and I thought, you know what, this guy looks more interesting than much older guy who looks kind of creepy and weird. So let me just follow this guy who looks more like my age. And I did, and we drank and we got along well, and yeah, that was it.
Wait. There's like a weird story behind it too, though.
There's
Like
a long story
you
behind
showed
it.
up like at the airport, and you weren't sure he was going to show up at the airport,
Well,
or
yeah, because what happened was that we ended up having lunch the next day. It went really well. I had to leave. I went to San Francisco. I went back to Miami. He was still in Las Vegas. I messaged him saying, "Hey, you should come visit." And he's like, "Oh, maybe next time when I'm in America." And then I'm like, "No, no, no, no. Why don't you come? You're already here. It's a long time. When the hell are you coming back to America?" So then he decided to come to Miami, and he did. And then I thought to myself when I went to go pick him up, I was like, "I really know this guy. Is he even going to show up?" And he said when he got into my car, he thought the same thing. He's like, "God, I didn't know you were going to be at the airport. You could have just catfished me this whole way."
yeah, catfishing. That was a thing back then.
Yes, yes, it was.
Does that still exist today? People still catfish people?
I
Or is
don't
that
know.
kind
I
of
think
dead?
I've never done it to someone, so I don't know how people could fall for it. Like, you know,
Well, I
eventually,
mean, what's his name fell for it? Philip DeFranco.
did he?
Yeah, there's like a whole story behind how he was catfished once.
Ah,
I forgot the details. Yeah, no,
I
I
believe.
remember the story. I can't remember in vivid detail, but I'm probably sure it's a longer story, and it sounded so romantic that him showing up and not really expecting you to be there, and you just kind of like you
Yeah, no,
expected him to be there. I explained that really well. Anyway, um, okay. So
yeah.
then after that, you moved to England, or you moved to Germany first.
No, no, no. We lived in England the whole time.
You
He's
lived in
German,
England
but
the whole time. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
we lived here for almost 8 years. He's lived
Okay.
here long. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
came
see.
for a visit and I never left. That's kind of what happened.
How is the country, by the way?
It rains a lot.
Well, yeah, I knew about that. I mean, like,
I
how is
mean,
it post Brexit?
it's not technically Brexit yet. I think that they voted to like postpone Brexit, and so
Oh,
like that
so
was
the
the only thing they agreed upon was like let's postpone it, and so that's all that's happened. It's like okay, we'll revisit this again in a few months. Whoops! It's supposed to be happening the 29th, but okay, it's just a disaster. That's all I could tell you. It's like no one wants to vote for anything. Everything, even things that are contradictory to each other, like nothing gets through. Example, like I said, they voted to that we can't leave the EU without a deal. Like so we can't leave the EU unless we come up with like a negotiation with the EU. Okay. So then they also but then they voted against renegotiating with the EU. So it's like, what? Can't makes no sense.
oh, I
Brexit is
see.
a disaster and anyone who's pro it deserves a kick in the nuts or a punch in the mouth. They don't have nuts. I
Right. Well,
leave.
I mean, it was 2016. That's like almost like 3 years ago now.
Yes, and nothing has gotten done. Like no, there is no plan. There is no plan.
Oh, not even a border wall.
There can't be a border wall, or else we'll have terrorism again
Yeah, that's
in
true.
Ireland. That's the whole issue. They said that if you put a border between Northern Ireland and Ireland, then the Good Friday Agreement is no more, and back to
Oh,
car bombs.
I didn't know that.
Yep, they tried to kill Margaret Thatcher in the 80s.
Oh, well, the
The
things you
Ritz
learn.
Crackers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
So wait, so you move. Okay, you move. Okay, you've been in England for some time. You
Yeah.
like the place? Do you like living there?
It's fine. It has free healthcare, which is nice.
Oh, really?
Um,
Okay, better
yeah,
than Japan?
yeah, it's 100% free.
No, no, no. I mean, how is it compared to like Japan?
Similar.
It's similar. Okay, you
Yeah.
like a co-payment and everything.
No, it's 100% free.
100%. Well, in Japan, because you have to still pay for it.
You
Like there's
still,
a
yeah, I know,
co-payment
but
and
comparatively to the US, come on, like I remember I got an
yeah.
X-ray, I got an ambulance ride after I get hit by a car, and medication for painkillers, and it was all like less than Ichiman. I think the whole thing for everything that happened.
Hmm. Okay. So the best thing about England is the healthcare. That's what you've.
Yeah, yeah. The healthcare is great. The weather is, something at
It's
least.
really good when you're filming movies.
Oh well,
And
actually, when you're filming, it's not too bad because the cloud adds its own like softbox. It's like its own
yeah,
like.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's the perfect weather for shooting outside.
Yeah, but then the sun occasionally will come out and screw with you, and then you end up
Well,
having to shoot everything in the sun and outside of sun. It's really annoying.
I guess that's if the sun comes out.
Yes, it rains too a lot, which
Okay.
isn't fun. No, I mean, I would say living in England is fine. It's a first world nation with proper infrastructure, and in that in terms of that, it's all right.
Mm.
Brexit sucks.
You have no plans of coming back to Japan or visiting or
We said when Blake is big enough to use a toilet. That's
oh
our
really?
plan to go to Japan. Yeah, I mean, she could be like about two and a half. We might come when she's 2.5, about maybe earlier. I don't know.
Mm.
We're definitely gonna come and we're gonna bring her. Well, obviously, I can't leave her behind. I mean, I can, but I don't want to.
Hmm. So how was the pregnancy? How was that process?
Terrible. It's horrible.
Was it as
Horrible
bad
experience.
as everybody says it is?
Yes, the actual
Uh,
giving birth thing was also terrible. But once I gave in and gave myself an epidural, and I didn't give myself when I agreed to get one, all was well. Women, take the epidural. It's worth it. 100% great.
I'll keep that in mind in case I have to go through that. Well, I'm not going to go through it. I mean, unless men get pregnant in the next 10 years or something.
You never know.
Right. Okay. So the no other plans. All right. Well,
No, I'm moving to America. I'm gonna go see your good old friend Tikio Sam. I know how much you love him.
yeah. His cushiony body. Wait. Are you really going to go see him?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Like you think like we're on okay terms. I never had any issues with him.
Oh, I see.
I know a lot of people have. Every time I say, yeah, I'm friends with Sam. Fuck Sam. Can't tell you how many people have said that to me. Yeah,
Hmm.
go fuck that guy.
Well, it's interesting. I met one of his viewers yesterday, and I was starting to feel that too. Like when somebody messaged me out of the blue, like before, like back circa 2009, I would not mind hanging out with him. And now it's like I'm hanging out with this guy. I'm like this guy messaging me on Instagram, like, should I meet this guy? But it's just sort of wait a minute. I had no problem meeting people back then, so it's like
Yeah,
yeah,
you know
of
what?
course I'll meet him.
That's a good point. In terms of meeting people, I've met people like in England who've come from Japan, who are like, oh yeah, or people who are like have watched me and they're like, oh, can I see you in Brighton? And for the most part, I say yes. In fact, Simon from like Three Old Dudes, Simon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, him. I'm like actually really good buddies with. He came to my wedding and everything. Like, and I met him through
Oh,
like
that's
YouTube
nice.
a long time ago. So I mean, and I've met you through YouTube and quite a few people. But I would say it's definitely, I don't know. There isn't a sense of community like there used to be. Like the J vloggers used to be like a real like group, and we were friends, and everybody hung out.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that really exists anymore.
Well, probably because everybody's on the internet now. And I'm probably going to be a certain point after a certain time when it's going to be hard to be anonymous online, I think.
I don't think. Yeah, no, there's definitely not like a point to it anymore.
I mean, they're going to have a big problem at some point where this anonymous, you know, too many anonymous users. I mean, kind of YouTube's done that already. They've been trying to make people.
When they put it with Google Plus, which they also got rid of it. But I remember.
Well, yeah, no, because nobody wanted to join Google Plus.
Google Plus sucked. Hello, come on, guys. It was terrible. I remember this.
Anyway.
Their answer to Facebook, but weird because it would add people that you didn't want to add, and like these weird circles, and then who was putting what where, and it was really confusing.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, I'm out of questions, Steph.
That's fine.
What else is going on in your life?
Well, post Japan life has been all right. Been pretty good. Can't complain. The Japan life was pretty good too. I mean, except for that 1 year with that one psychopath. But besides that,
that 1 year with that one psychopath.
Yeah, I had a really crazy Japanese ex-boyfriend.
Oh, right. Okay, I thought you were talking about Logan Paul or something. Okay.
No. Oh my God! Speaking of Tikio Sam, he's with Logan Paul. He did a picture together. He met him.
Yeah.
They would get along, wouldn't they?
Great minds think alike. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I gotta catch up with it. I gotta catch up with Sam. I really want to see what he's up to.
It's the same thing. He's with those Australian YouTubers, Raka, and making videos with them.
Yeah, I saw that. No, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, life is all right. Life is pretty good. Lots of life actually. Like Japan is always like. I mean, if I would have stayed, life would have been fine. I'm here in England. Life is fine. You live in a first world nation, you're okay. That's what I realized. It's like you make life is what you make it.
Have you ever lived in a third world nation?
I never will, and
never will.
I don't think. I mean, unless America and the UK and most of Europe falls into disarray, and I can't get a job in Japan again, then I suppose that'd be the case. Never say never, but it's not my plan to.
Oh. Well, here's a really late question. I forgot to answer it because I could already answer this in like one word. But Czar Salas asks, how true is the Tokyo Drift movie? Are there really Lamborghinis racing through highways like that?
No.
I'm going to let you answer this. Yeah, I was going to say, that's all you can say. Just no.
I thought that when I watched Tokyo Drift, I remember a long time ago, I'm like, they'd be stuck in traffic this whole time. How would they even get through? Like, there is no way.
What's a movie? You got to make it entertaining.
I thought the same thing when they did, what was the movie? Transporter 2, which took place in Miami. And whatever the transporter guy, what's his name? He's British, dude. Jason Statham. Yeah, I don't know what his actual name is in the movie. But anyway, Jason Statham causes a giant car wreck on like the causeway, the Miami Beach Causeway, which is the causeway is insanely like traffic jammed all the time because everybody from Miami going to Miami Beach.
Okay.
So anyway, he causes a big accident on the causeway, and people get out of the car and they ask him how he's doing, as opposed to kicking his ass for causing a big accident, which is what would really happen.
Oh.
Because it's Miami. And
okay.
Miami people are crazy. But there you go. I actually probably do have to skedaddle to my offspring.
Yeah. How demanding is she?
Very. Always.
Very.
Many.
Okay.
Yay. Yeah.
Was anything like the kids used to take care of?
I always said that the kids I used to teach in Japan, the kids were fine. It was the parents I didn't like.
Oh yeah, it's true. All right. Well, I'll leave you to your kid.
All right.
It was nice to catch up with you. See how you're doing.
You too.
Nice to talk about Pewdiepie and tragedy.
Mr. Pie.
And tragedy we should not be making fun of.
I'm not making fun of the tragedy. I'm
just saying it's just like it's hard to like talk about tragedy because we become so immune to it for such a long time.
I was shocked it happened in New Zealand. I thought if it was America, nobody would have given a crap. Not that we wouldn't have given a crap. We would have been sad for 3 days. But
yeah, it's true. New Zealand, it's like nothing really happens there. At least that's what Hiko Simon always tells me. It's like a bridge got built, and then that makes news.
Yeah, I mean, I just couldn't believe. Like, I don't know how this is either gonna break PewDiePie, or he'll have to like it's one or the other. He's gonna like really rise above it, or it'll just be like, because this is borderline. Like so much crazy shit has happened, and I have a lot of sympathy for him. I don't think he's a Nazi like people say he is. It's ridiculous what people say about him. You know.
Well, I think the thing about him is that I mean, whenever I watch PewDiePie, sometimes I'm like, man, this reminds me of me when I was 15 years old. You know, I was thinking I would have loved this channel if I was like a teenager.
Oh yeah. I mean, I find him entertaining, and I find him somewhat endearing. Like in the things he says. I don't think he's evil by any means. I don't think he's like a bad guy. He lives in my town. I've never run into him once, which is shocking to me because I run into people all the time in this city because it's not very big, and I'm like, how the hell have I never run into this guy?
Maybe he was wearing sunglasses. I don't know.
Maybe I just didn't recognize him. Maybe we have crossed paths probably many times, and I just haven't even noticed him. That's definitely possible.
Oh.
But anyway, I have I really do feel like, how do you get, you're an influencer, you're the biggest YouTuber in the world, and somebody commits a horrendous atrocity, and the first thing he says in his video is subscribe to PewDiePie, which has been like this big meme going around because, the whole T-Series and PewDiePie back and forth. And, I thought it was funny and I was behind it. And lots of other YouTubers have been like, oh yeah, subscribe to PewDiePie, and I see the cuteness to it all. It's almost like innocent fun. And then you take that, like, what's the problem with subscribe to PewDiePie? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like a weird little, funny meme. Ha ha ha.
Right. Well, I mean, then it started to get a little serious because I mean, at first it didn't really matter because like a bunch of people hacked these fax machines and they sent subscribe to PewDiePie. Maybe you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw the the Washington Post got their because they were the ones who like trashed PewDiePie a few times, so it was funny to get their like website.
Right, I thought it was the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, sorry, Wall Street. No, Wall Street Journal. You're right. I was wrong.
All right. Yeah, what's up with that? Anyway, yeah, no, and then there's like some war memorial that wrote sub to PewDiePie on it. And,
and you could tell it was kind of getting a little bit out of hand.
I always felt bad, like right after I read about the sub to PewDiePie thing with the whole New Zealand thing. When I first read it, I'm like, I gotta go check that live feed. I felt almost guilty for checking it, like saying, did he go up in numbers after that?
Well, my husband said he watched the whole thing. Like, I don't think I can. Like, I don't think I can manage to watch it. And I'm sure it's awful.
Oh no, I'm talking about that live stream, the live stream of like T-Series versus PewDiePie, where it shows the numbers.
That. Oh, Radrey, I do have to go all of a sudden. I think I have an Airbnb guest coming, so I'm gonna have to cut you short.
Oh, you gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, see ya.
Bye. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, so until then. My name is Radrey. I want to thank you all for watching. Stephanie had to leave, as you just heard. And our next guest on the show is filmmaker Carl Newbert. He will be here. I don't know if he's going to... I'm really trying to change the set around here of this Why Come Japan show. Try to fix it up a bit. Hopefully it'll be a little different for the next time. I don't know if it's going to be different. Anyway, so until then, I'm Radrey, and... that was Stephanie. See you guys. Bye.